In this video, I'll be showing you how to replace a radiator on a Nissan Maxima. This is located behind the front bumper. Let's get started. We're going to open our hood and locate our battery on the driver's side of the engine bay. We're going to locate our negative battery terminal, our positive battery terminal, and the bracket holding the battery down. We're going to start off by removing the negative battery terminal. I'll be using a 10mm wrench. Just loosen it, work it free, and pull up and set it aside. Now we're going to do the same for the positive battery terminal. Lift off the cover and loosen the nut. Work it free. Lift up and set it aside. Now to remove our bracket. It's held down by two 10mm nuts and one 10mm bolt. We'll get the bolt on the ECU bracket. Now we can lift the hole down up and set it aside. Now I'm going to remove my battery insulation. Just lift up. Set it aside as well. Now we're going to lift the battery up and out of the vehicle. Set the terminals aside and lift up. And there it is. We're going to open our hood and locate this front bumper trim, held down by pushpin clips. I'm going to remove those using a trim tool. Now lift and remove the panel and set it aside. We're going to move underneath the bumper, and on the corners we're going to locate 4 Phillips head screws. Go ahead and remove those. I'll repeat this for the other side. Now on the front part underneath the bumper, we're going to locate 5 10mm screws and remove those as well. Now I'm going to take a plastic trim tool to pry the fender liner up and out so I can gain access to my 10mm bolt. Now let's remove that bolt. I'll repeat this for the other side. Now let's remove the corner of the bumper from the fender. Pull away, undo the clips. Do the same under the headlight, pull the clips away, and do the same for the other side. Now pull away the bumper from the vehicle. Now while holding the bumper up, I'm going to remove all 3 of my electrical connectors. 2 for the fog lights, pull up the tab and push down. and one for the parking sensor. Do the same for the other side. Now pull the bumper away. Now on top of our upper bumper support, we have these wire harness clips. I'm going to disengage these using needle nose pliers. Set them aside. Now I'm going to move on to my washer fluid reservoir filler neck and locate this push pin clip. Remove it using a trim tool. Now let's remove our front bumper impact absorber foam. It just slides out from the mounting tab, so pull it away from the vehicle. And there it is. Now to remove our sensor and its clips, I'll be using a trim tool. Pull it out, slide it out, and do the same for this one. Now on our bumper support, we're going to locate our two 10mm bolts. Now to remove our bumper impact absorber bar. On each side, we're going to locate four 13mm nuts. Now repeat this for the other side. Now we can remove our bumper impact absorber bar. Just slide it off. And there it is. Now let's move on to our horn assembly and radiator support bar. We're going to remove these two 10mm bolts. Hold the bar up when you remove the last bolt. And set the whole unit aside on top of the engine. Now on both corners of our upper bumper support, I'm going to remove two 10mm bolts. Now in the middle, I'm going to locate one more 10mm bolt and remove it as well. Hold the assembly up while you remove the bolt. And remove it from the vehicle and set it aside. Now this side plastic trim, I'm going to follow it up and locate our harness. I'm going to undo it from the clip by pulling it off. And setting it aside. Now we're going to move on to our AC condenser and its sensor and remove the connector. I'll be using some needle nose pliers. Pressing the tab and slide it out. And set it aside from our plastic trim. Now to remove our plastic trim, just pull it away from the vehicle. Now the bottom as well. And repeat this for the other side. Now we're going to move up to our airbox vent trim panel right here on top of the condenser. We're going to locate two push pin clips and remove these using a trim tool. Now set it aside. Now we're going to locate our radiator cap and remove it. Quick note, ensure your engine has cooled down before doing this. Going to twist slowly. And set it aside. Now we're going to move under the vehicle. And on the splash shield, locate our radiator drain tucked up in here. I'll be using a Phillips head screwdriver to remove it. So insert your screwdriver. Break it loose. And slowly remove it. I have a collection receptacle under the vehicle ready. Now just let it drain. Now once this is finished draining, we're going to reinstall our radiator drain plug. Just snug it up. Wipe away any coolant with a clean rag. Now to gain access to our lower coolant hoses, we're going to remove our splash shield. I'm going to start off at the back by removing these push pin clips. As you can see, these three are missing for us, so we're going to move on to the back portion of the splash shield. Now we're going to remove 3 Phillips head screws on each side of the splash shield. One on this corner. Now 2 up on the fender liner. Hold the splash shield up while you remove these last screws. Now slowly lower and repeat it for the other side. Now we're going to move on to our battery tray, and in the front portion of it, locate our oil cooler line connecting to the radiator. It's held on by a spring clamp. We're going to go ahead and remove it with some needle nose pliers. Disengage the clamp, slide it down. You could also work it for using a flat blade screwdriver. Just push down on both ends. And set the hose aside. Now we're going to move on to our water outlet and remove its 2 coolant hoses connecting to it. Use some pliers to disengage the clamp. Work it free and slide it down. Do the same with your smaller hose. Now twist and pull to remove them. Set them aside. Now we're going to do the same for the lower outlet hose. Use your pliers to remove it. If it's stuck on, you could also use a flat blade screwdriver to push it down from the other side. Now we're going to move on to our air box vent and locate 2 10mm bolts on both sides. Set these aside. Now pull up on the vent and slide it out of the air box. And set it aside. Now we're going to move on to removing our water outlet, held down by this one 10mm bolt. Now we're going to work the outlet up off the hose. And remove it from the vehicle. Now on the lower portion of our radiator, we're going to remove our transmission oil cooler hose. I'll be using some needle nose pliers. Locate the clamp and squeeze it in. Slide the clamp back. Now work it free from the radiator. Set it aside. Now I'm going to take some adjustable pliers and remove our lower radiator hose clamp. I'll be using some adjustable pliers, and I have a collection receptacle under the vehicle ready. Slide it back and remove the hose. And set it aside. Now let's remove our upper radiator brackets right here on both sides. I'm going to take a flat blade screwdriver and pry these ears out and slide the whole assembly out. So pry and work it free. Once they're both undone, slide it out and lift up and set it aside. Repeat this for the other side. On the top portion of the AC condenser, we're going to locate these tabs. For these style, you push in on the top and pry out on the bottom. Same for the other side. I'll push it on top and pry with a flat blade screwdriver and push up. As you can see, our clip is undone. And repeat this for the other side. Now once both clips are undone, slide the AC condenser up. Separate it from the radiator and let it rest on the vehicle. Now let's remove our radiator from the vehicle. Tilt it to the front and lift up. Also slide the water outlet hose forward. Once it's out, lift up. And there it is. When removing your original radiator, be aware to also transfer the grommets over to the vehicle. Slide them out and install them on the frame. Now on our original radiator, we're also going to remove our upper outlet hose. Use your adjustable pliers to remove the clamp. Work it free and slide it off. Now I'm going to move this clamp from the bottom position to the side to make reinstallation easier. Now before we install our new radiator, we're going to ensure our drain is tight. So grab a flat blade screwdriver and ensure it's snug. Now we're going to locate our lines and remove their plugs. Now let's bring our radiator to the vehicle. Slide it in place. Ensure the legs line up on the rubber grommets. Once they are pushed down, and slide it into place. Now let's install our upper outlet hose. I'm going to slide it into place. Work it on the radiator. Now take some long reach needle nose pliers and finish installing your clamp. Once it's fully seated, release the clamp. Now let's install our upper mounting grommets. Slide them into place. Align them and push in. Make sure both sides click and repeat this for the other side. Now I'm going to take our condenser and reinstall it on the radiator. Just align the tabs and push down. Now let's reinstall our lower radiator hose and the transmission oil cooler hose as well. Put it into place. Take your locking pliers and reinstall the clamp. Fully on. Now for our transmission oil cooler line, do the same, slide it over. Now let's reinstall our splash shield. Put it into place. And install your 2 Phillips head screws on each side. Do the same for the other side. I'll reinstall your push pin clips. We'll be doing the front ones first. Now for our 4 middle clips. And our 4 rear clips. Now for our Phillips head screw on each corner of our splash shield. Repeat this for the other side. Now for our upper transmission cooler hose, again slide it into place. Once it's in place, reinstall your clamp. And make sure it's secure. Now let's reinstall our water outlet. Slide it into place. Make sure it fully seats. And now reinstall your clamp. So work it up by wiggling back and forth. And now release it. Now let's install our 10mm outlet bolt. And thread it on. And we're just going to snug this down. Now for our upper radiator hose. Put it in place. And reinstall your clamp. And now for our coolant reservoir hose. Make sure the 2 clamps are installed and slide it into place. Now let's reinstall our airbox vent tube. Insert it in the airbox. Push down and align the studs. Hand thread on your 2 10mm bolts. And snug these down. Now let's reinstall our plastic shrouds. line them up, and push them into place. Make sure they fully clip in. Now for our driver's side shroud. Do the same. Line it up and push it into place. Now to reinstall our condenser sensor. Run it through the shroud, push down and install it. Make sure it's secure. Now for our airbox vent trim panel, line it up and install your 2 pushpin clips. Now let's reinstall our upper bumper support. Line it up. Make sure the washer filler neck goes over it. Now we can hand thread on our bolts. Snug these down. Now to tuck our harness, run it over the trim panel and tuck it on the retainer. Now let's reinstall our harness clips. Now install our core support bracket bolts. These are 2 10mm, so align it and just snug them down. Now for our new front bumper impact absorber bar. Mount it on the studs. And hand thread on your 8 nuts. Now snug these down. And repeat this for the other side. Now we're going to torque these 13mm nuts down to 33 foot-pounds. Repeat this for the other side. Now we're going to reinstall our sensor and its clips. Line them up and push them down. Now we're going to reinstall our mounting bolts. And just snug these down. Now to install our bumper reinforcement bar foam. Slide it in place. Gonna push in on the mounting tabs, so align them. And push in. Let's go ahead and reinstall our fog light and parking sensor connections. Slide them up and over. Fully push in to seat them. And repeat this for the other side. Now let's fully mount our bumper to the vehicle. Slide it over in place. Now on the corners of the bumper, you're going to find a series of clips. Push them fully in. Now let's reinstall our engine bay trim panel. Slide it over in place. Make sure the hood latch goes over. Align the holes on the bumper and reinstall your push pin clips. Now we can move on to the washer fluid reservoir neck and reinstall its push pin clip as well. Now I'm going to peel back my fender liner with a plastic trim tool. And we can reinstall our corner 10mm bolt. And reinstall your fender liner. And repeat this for the other side. Now we're going to move on under the vehicle and on the corners of the bumpers, reinstall our 4 Phillips head screws. Now repeat this for the other side. Now let's reinstall our 5 10mm splash shield bolts. Just snug these down. Now let's go ahead and install our battery. I'm going to slide it over and into our battery tray. Make sure it's centered. We can install our battery insulation foam. Slide it over. Make sure the posts are on the outside of the insulation. And center the battery once again. Now before we reinstall our terminals, I'm going to go ahead and clean the battery posts with a battery brush. I'm going to slide my brush over, twist it, and ensure I have a clean post. I'll do the same with the positive terminal. Yeah, that looks good. I'm going to do the same with my terminals. Grab a brush and get off as much corrosion as I can. Do the same for the positive terminal. And we can set these aside. Now for my mounting bracket, I'm going to slide it under the battery strap. Line up the holes. Now I'm going to hand thread on my 3 fasteners. Now I'm just going to snug all 4 of these down. I'm going to alternate between these two first. Finish off with this one. And snug this nut down as well. Now let's go ahead and reconnect our positive battery terminal. Open the cap, slide it over, push it in place. Make sure it's fully seated and snug it down using your 10mm. Once that's done, just reconnect your cap. Now let's go ahead and reconnect our negative battery terminal. Gonna slide it over. Make sure it's fully seated and snug it down using my 10mm. Now let's install our funnel. And fill up our coolant. Now you could either reuse your old coolant or put in some new coolant. Now we're going to run our vehicle and keep the funnel fill about this level until no more bubbles come out. Now that we've finished bleeding our coolant, I'm going to squeeze our upper radiator hose, install our plunger, and release the hose. Now remove your funnel. Install your radiator cap. Now take the vehicle for a road test and check for any leaks. Once the vehicle is cooled down, check if any additional coolant is needed. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.